Okay, here's a tip. Gonna read this. This is the truth from your Lord. Especially for these times, you believers, you need to hear this, read this. Well, I'll put it in the description. You take heed of this message. I had to, it might sound a little weird when I say it because I had to use this tablet. I'm in my truck. I had to take pictures of the words, so it might sound weird when I read it, but here we go. Tip: follow in Abraham's footsteps. Have hope. And have hope. Those who are awake to what's happening nowadays are seeing concentration camps and restrictions from many angles by a worldwide network of tyrants. From comments I see online, I see a lot of enthusiasm, but some are sadly losing hope. Let's reflect upon the following 3 verses which God gave us as part of the recitation, aka Quran, relating to Prophet Abraham. They said, okay, so this is Surah chapter 21, verse 68. They said, burn him and support your gods if you will. We said, O fire, be coolness and peace upon Abraham. They intended to scheme against him, but we made them the greatest losers. Now imagine, okay, so this is, now it's, those are the 3 verses. So now imagine you were in Abraham's shoes, being taken to be burned, God forbid. Imagine the feeling, especially in the last few seconds before making contact with fire. How would one normally feel? Hopeless, shaken, defeated, humiliated, maybe even abandoned and faithless? Well, considering the fact that God says, be, and it is, ponder over this verse specifically. 21:69. We said, O fire, be coolness and peace upon Abraham. We learned that Abraham was comfortable even though he was in a fire. It was a miracle, and as such, it can only strengthen his already strong belief. In other words, increased guidance. To the disbelievers, he appeared to be burning, so they thought they had won. The sight of him in the fire can only turn them away from his belief. In other words, increased misguidance. Now, in the above verse, remember that the coolness and peace were upon Abraham, and therefore not upon anyone else. So if anyone approached him while he was in the fire, they would have been burned. So the fire which was expected to burn him was in reality protecting him. What they thought would hurt him actually kept them away from him, and therefore saved him. And in view of him burning, they likely left him alone, which is something unlikely to happen if they did not burn him, considering the trouble he was in before. So what is the lesson here? In a nutshell, keep strong faith in the Creator. Always pursue the truth, like Abraham did. And never lose hope, even if there seems to be no way out. On a deeper level, reflect upon the following verses, non-exhaustive list, which are important to keep in mind in the fight against tyranny, false gods. Okay, here is chapter 2, verse 211. Ask the children of Israel how many clear proofs we gave them. For the one who replaces God's blessing after it came to him, then indeed God is severe in punishment. The worldly life has been adorned in the eyes of the disbelievers, and they ridicule those who believe in the real life. Okay. However, the reverence will be above them on the day of resurrection. I didn't realize I was reading the verse. I added a little something. So I'll reread that verse. The worldly life has been adorned in the eyes of the disbelievers, and they ridicule those who believe. However, the reverence will be above them on the day of resurrection. God provides for whom he wills without count. The people used to be one nation, one love. Okay, I'm just saying this how I see it. One love. We used to be one people until the Satan divided us. Started with man and woman. The people. So here's the verse. Chapter 2, 2:13, verse 2:13. The people used to be one nation. Then God sent the prophets as bearers of news and as warners, and he brought the scriptures down with them with truth to judge among the people in their differences. But none differed over it other than those who received it, even after the clear proofs were given to them. This was due to animosity between them. Then God guided those who believed in accordance with his will to the truth over which they differed. God guides whom he wills to a straight path. Or do you think that you would enter paradise without having come to you the same as what came to those who passed on before you? They were touched by misery and hardship and were so shaken up that the messenger and those who believed with him said, "When is God's victory? Indeed, God's victory is imminent." There shall be no compulsion in religion. Way of life. Better translation, way of life. Islam is actually not, some people don't want to hear this, but is not religion, it's a deen. A deen is a way of life. People differed and created their own religions and sects, which in the Quran says not to do. We are one people. It says there, okay, so the verse says, there shall be no compulsion in religion or way of life. Correctness has been clearly distinguished from error. So whoever rejects false gods and believes in God, the one God, has grasped the strongest bond that will never break, and the God is here knowledgeable. God is the ally of those who believe. He takes them out of the darkness and into the light. As for those who disbelieve, their allies are the false gods. They take them out of the light and into darkness. These are the companions of the fire. Therein they shall permanently remain. The devil uses, I say this in my own words now, the devil uses fear to control. So, as in this verse, and it takes them out of the happiness, out of the light, and into darkness. It's fear. That's why I really like the Rastafarian movement, because they believe in appreciating life every day and being happy, not letting anything change your gratefulness to your Lord. Now, another verse. Have you not seen the one who argued with Abraham about his Lord because God gave him sovereignty? When Abraham said, "My Lord is the one who brings to life and puts to death," he said, "I grant life and death." Abraham said, "God brings the sun from the east, so make it come from the west." So the one who disbelieved was confounded. Indeed, God does not guide the transgressing people. Then we inspired you to follow the creed of Abraham. He was a monotheist and was not one of the people who associate partners with God. Say, "O people of the book, come, let us agree in a equitable word between us and you, that we shall not worship except God, and that we would never associate anything with him, nor that we would take one another as lords besides God. If they turn away, then say, bear witness that we are submitters. There is no priesthood in the way of God. We all have a connection to God. I say this from my own words now. God is within. He created us with his soul. You must look within and find your true self. So all of our connection is directly to God. We must have God's guidance only. People that are skimming through this, that would never associate anything with Him. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, so, O people of the book, why do you argue about Abraham when the Torah and the Injil, the gospel, were not brought down until after him? Will you not reason? There you are, having argued about matters you have knowledge of. But why do you argue about matters you have no knowledge of? God knows while you do not know. Abraham, so that's where we, people be arguing about, my way is right, not your way, when really they have no clue. Only God knows all the truth. So we must always seek truth. We must learn and grow. We are not God. We are created with His Spirit. We have a connection to God. But we are not God. We are not all-knowing. We must ask God for guidance. Keep learning and growing. Next verse. There you are, having argued about matters you have knowledge of. Oh, I read that. Next verse. Abraham was neither a Jew nor a Christian, but was a monotheist, Semitter, which is the meaning of Islam. I just put that in there. Islam means submission to the one God. It's not religion, it's a deen, which is in Arabic, that means way of life. But the people always differ. When the message sent down, many people always end up creating their own ways. This is based on listening to Satan's Satan's advice, like he did to his words, like that he did to point you in the wrong direction, like he did to Adam and his wife. So where was I? Abraham was neither a Jew nor a Christian, but was a monotheist, Semitter, and was not one of those who associate partners with God. The people most worthy of Abraham are those who followed him and this prophet, and those who believe. God is the ally of the believers. I'll say that again. The people most worthy of Abraham are those who followed him and this prophet, and those who believe. God is the ally of the believers. A group from among the people of the book wish they could misguide you, but they misguide none but themselves, and they do not realize it. O people of the book, why do you disbelieve in God's... I hit something there. Why, O people of the book, why do you disbelieve in God's revelations while you bear witness? O people of the book, why do you disbelieve in God's revelations? Why do you... the screen keeps turning off. O people of the book, why do you disbelieve in God's revelations while you bear witness? O people of the book, why do you confuse truth? So people of the book, this is all those who claim to follow the word of God and claim religion and separate mankind. We're supposed to unite. We all know there's one universal message, and it's from only the one God, the creator of us all. Oh, people of the book, what is it? O people of the book, why do you confuse truth with falsehood and conceal the truth knowingly? This is why people say religion as control. People use it as control instead of a way for peace, a way to God, a way of living, good living. Next, so that was chapter 3, verses 60 something to 71. Now chapter 26, verse 59. So it was, and we bequeath it to the children of Israel. So they pursued them at sunrise. Then when the two groups caught sight of one another. Moses' people said, "We will surely be caught." He said, "No, my Lord is with me. He will surely guide me." So we inspired Moses, "Strike the sea with your staff." So it parted. Each part was like a huge mountain. We brought the others near. We saved Moses and all those who were with him. Then we drowned the others, and that is a sign, but most of them are non-believers. If you believe, you can achieve. This is truth. I was just having this conversation with my dad last night. If you believe, you can achieve. God is almighty. We must follow the way of the prophets, not worship the prophets. Do what the prophets intended to do, to follow God, to seek truth, to believe. Never lose hope, never lose faith, no matter what is out there. So no matter some invisible virus they try to tell you, all this, God is the unseen within the source of all life. Oh, hold up. Something rattling. These trucks always rattle something. God is the source of all life. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. He said, then we drown the others, and that is a sign, but most of them are not believers. So I don't know what I was saying, but bottom line, we need to follow the ways of the prophet, not worship the prophets. They seek truth, they believe, never give up hope, because they know none can defeat God. This physical life is a temporary life. We are spiritual beings. We must remember that. We delivered the children of Israel across the sea. Oh, this is chapter 10, verse 90. We delivered the children of Israel across the sea. Pharaoh and his soldiers pursued them with much hatred and aggression. Then, when he was on the verge of drowning, he said, "I believe that there is no God except the one in whom the children of Israel have believed, and I am one of the submitters." What? Now, when you had previously rebelled and you were one of the corruptors? Today we will preserve your body so that you serve as a sign for those to come after you. Indeed, many people are oblivious of our signs. Now, this sign, I can't say for sure, I am not God, but the way I see it is that, well, what was it, over 100 something years ago, they say they discovered the mummy of Pharaoh, and that he was, sorry, I'm at work, I'm checking what's going on. They found a mummy of Pharaoh, and that he died by drowning, so they think it was the Pharaoh of that time. If you look that up, you'll see. Also, if you see the powers that be, the people who think they are God, all over, you will see them have ancient Egyptian, ancient Greek, ancient Roman symbolism. They follow the way of Pharaoh. They do not follow the way of the prophets. You must see this. So chapter 3, verse 160. If God supports you, none can defeat you. And if he forsakes you, who is the one who can support you after him? In God, the believers should trust. I'm reading all this because the signs of the end days are here. You must look. If you don't see them, look. They are here. So the signs are everywhere. They've been happening for a while. You have to look for yourself. Everybody do their own research. Everybody look themselves. Look for God within themselves. I think I got something. Oh no, I think my work. I think somebody's coming, but no. Okay. Chapter 3, verse 169. Do not think that those who are killed in the cause of God are dead. Rather, they are alive at their Lord, being provided for. They are delighted in what God has granted them of his favor, and they rejoice in the good news of those after them who have not yet joined them. that no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. They receive good news of a blessing from God and favor, and that God does not waste the reward of the believers who have responded to God. And the messenger after hardship befell them. For those among them who did good and are reverent is a great reward. And it is those to whom the people said, people have gathered against you, so you should fear them. But this merely increased their faith. And they said, God is suffices us, is enough for us. He is the best trustee. Oh, my screen keeps going dark. Hold on. I'll read it again. And it is those to whom the people said, people have gathered against you, so you should fear them. But this merely increased their faith. And they said, God suffices us. He is the best trustee. So they returned with a blessing from God in favor. No harm touched them, and they sought God's consent. God is possessor of great favor. It is but the devil who tries to frighten his allies. Uses fear, like I said. It is but the devil who tries to frighten his allies to control them, right? So it is but the devil who tries to frighten his allies. So do not fear them, and fear me if you are believers. Do not be grieved. So fear God. Actually, to fear God is to not fear, if that makes sense. So the devil uses fear to control us. So if we do not fear anything, we trust in God. Therefore, we are using that fear of going against God, because we will be punished, right? For that, we cannot go against our Creator, right? It makes sense. You don't go against the one. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't go against the Creator. So, oh, my screen's dark again. Yeah, you don't go against the Creator. I always lose my train of thought. This is my first video, so maybe it's nerves. I forget. What was this? Where was I at here? They are delighted in what God has granted them of his favor, and they rejoice in the good news of those after them who have not yet joined him, that no fear will there be concerning them. No fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. Okay, I forgot what I was saying again. It's okay. I just remember, oh yeah, about the fear of God, and it's not actually a fear. So to not fear, because devil uses fear for control. So to not fear and just trust in God, you will have everything. God is the most merciful. God is the most beneficial. God is the most giving. God is the most high, the most great. You must know this deep inside. You must know this. You must trust God. It will be good to you. That's all. That's what we have to do. Bob Amine, for example, his music. Listen to that music. Take heed of that message. So they receive good news of a blessing from God and favor, and that God does not waste the reward of the believers. Yes. Who have responded to God in the messenger. Oh, I read this already. And it is those to whom the people have gathered. The screen keeps going dark. I forget where I'm at. So hold on. Let me find. People have gathered against you. He's the best trustee. So they returned with a blessing from God and favor. No harm. Oh, here it is. Okay, I read that. Okay. Do not be grieved by those who hasten towards disbelief. They will not harm God in any way. God wills that they shall have no share in the hereafter, and they shall have a great punishment. So instead of being with God after death, they will be suffering. I mean, it's only, you reap what you sow. So it's only, to me, it's common. I don't know. It should be common sense, I guess. You do wrong your whole life. Of course, when you die, you're done. You're not gonna be with your Lord. This your judgment. So I don't know, but that's what I see from this. You will be in suffering. I don't know the details. God knows. Read, seek the truth. Those who traded disbelief in place of belief will not harm God in any way, and they shall have a painful punishment. Those who disbelieve should not think that we grant them respite for their own good. We only grant them respite so that they increase in sinfulness, and they shall have a humiliating punishment. God was not to leave the believers in the state you are in until he distinguishes the bad from the good. Nor was God to inform you of the unseen, but God chooses whom he wills from among his messengers. So believe in God and his messengers. Messengers are here, always messengers here. Yes, Muhammad, aka Ahmed, his name, last prophet. But there are messengers. God those who believe should not think that we grant them respite for their own good. We only grant them respite so that they increase in sinfulness. Okay, I read that. Every time the screen goes dark, I don't know where I'm at. This tablet is not my tablet, so I don't know. I didn't change the settings. Let me see. God was not to lead the believers. Okay, I read that. Extinguishes bad from the good. Nor was God to inform you of the unseen, but God chooses. I read that. So believe in God and his messengers. If you believe and are reverent, you shall have a great reward. Every self tastes death, and it is only on the day of resurrection that you will be paid your rewards in full. Whoever is nudged away from the fire and admitted into paradise has indeed won. The worldly life is no more than the enjoyment of delusion. Chapter 3, verse 55. God said, O Jesus, I am taking you back, raising you to me, and cleansing you of those who disbelieved. I will place those who followed you above those who disbelieved until the day of resurrection. Then to me is your return, and I will judge among you regarding that over which you used to differ. I will place those who followed you above those who disbelieved until the day of resurrection. Okay. Here's chapter 4, 156. It was because of their disbelief and their utterance of a gross slander against Mary, and their saying, we have killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of God. In fact, they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him. But it appeared to them, just like it appeared that Abraham was burning in the fire, right? It appeared to them, I lost my spot again. Okay. And they're saying, we have killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of God. In fact, they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but it appeared to them that they did. Those who differ over it are in doubt about it. They have no knowledge of it. They only follow conjecture. For certain, they did not kill him. There was none from among the people of the book who was not required to believe in him before his death. And on the day of resurrection, he will be a witness against them. This Quran narrates to the children of Israel most of that over which they differ. So this recitation, Quran means recitation, spoken word. And indeed, it is guidance and mercy for the believers. Indeed, your Lord will judge between them in accordance with his law. He is the dignified, the knowledgeable. So put your trust in God. You are upon the clear truth. O you messenger. Oh, it's chapter 5, verse 67. O you messenger, convey what was brought down to you from your Lord. If you do not, then you have not delivered his message. God will protect you from the people. God does not guide the disbelieving people. Say, O people of the book, you have nothing to stand on until you uphold the Torah and the Injil and what was brought down to you from your Lord. What was brought down to you from your Lord will indeed increase the transgression and disbelief of many of them. So do not grieve over the disbelieving people. Those who believe, and those who are Jewish, and the Sabians, and the Christians, the ones who believe in God and the last day and do good deeds, no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. They have certainly disbelieved those who say God is the Messiah. Those are disbelievers. You are disbelieving. But many have changed their ways. They have certainly disbelieved who say God is the Messiah, son of Mary. The Messiah said, O children of Israel, you shall worship God, my Lord and your Lord. Whoever associates anything with God, God has forbidden paradise for him, and his refuge will be the fire. The transgressors have no supporters. They have certainly disbelieved who say God is a third of a trinity. There is no God except one God. If they do not refrain from what they are saying, a painful punishment will befall those who disbelieved among them. Will they not repent to God and ask for his forgiveness when God is forgiver, merciful? The Messiah, son of Mary, is no more than a messenger before whom other messengers have passed on. And his mother was a truthful one. They both used to eat the food. See how we clarify the revelations for them. Then see how they are deluded. All the messengers brought the message from God. Nobody said, I am God. Moses split the sea, never said, I am God. Jesus did his miracles. They were from God also. Jesus was created like that of Adam. Say, do you worship besides God what does not possess any harm nor benefit for you, when God is the hearer, the knowledgeable? Say, O people of the book, do not exaggerate in your way of life beyond the truth, and do not follow the personal desires of people who have gone astray before, and who have misled many. They have strayed from the right path. Some scenes from Judgment Day, okay? Here are some scenes from Judgment Day. Chapter 5, verse 116. And when God said, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say to the people, take me and my mother as two gods besides God? He said, glory to you. It is not for me to say what I had no right to say. Had I said it, you would have known it. You know what is within myself, while I do not know what is within yourself. You are the knower of the unseen. I have not said to them other than what you commanded me to say, that you shall worship God, my Lord and your Lord. I was witness over them for as long as I was among them. When you took me back, you were the watcher over them. You are witness over all things. If you punish them, they are your servants. And if you forgive them, you are the dignified, the wise. Which means we are not to judge. The Bible says, judge not, right? So that's the same here. Do not judge. It is God's job to judge, okay? So God said, this is a day when the truthful will benefit from their truthfulness. They shall have gardens beneath which rivers flow. Therein they shall forever remain. God is pleased with them, and they are pleased with him. This is the great triumph. To God belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth, and what is in them. He is capable of all things. All things. And on the chapter 25, verse 25. And on the day the sky will split open with clouds, and the angels are sent down in succession. True sovereignty on that day belongs to the Almighty, and it will be a difficult day for the disbelievers. The day when the transgressor will bite his hands, he will say, I wish I had followed the path with the messenger. Woe unto me! I wish I had not taken so-and-so for a friend. He has made me stray from the reminder after it had come to me. The devil was always a betrayer of the human being. So the devil, whatever you think you promise, whenever it leads to something bad, is the devil. Don't listen to that. When it leads to something great, is God. Everything always leads to something great, because God's love reaches all people, doesn't go away. You must remember and focus on this. Woe unto me, I wish I had not taken, so I said that. And the messenger said, my Lord, my people have deserted this recitation, this word, the Quran. We have thus assigned for every prophet an enemy from among the criminals. Your Lord suffices as a guide and a supporter. If we had brought the angels down to them, so this means the believers, we will win. The criminals, they will lose. The enemies will lose. They're the enemies of all people. The ones who follow Satan, the ones who greedy and take everything for themselves and screw everybody else over. If we had brought the angels down to them, chapter 6, verse 111. If we had brought the angels down to them, and the dead spoke to them, and we summoned all things before them, they still would not believe unless God wills it. But most of them are ignorant, lack knowledge. And thus we have made for every prophet enemies from among the human and jinn, devils. They inspire to one another fancy sayings in order to deceive. Had your Lord willed, they would not have done it. You shall disregard them. Is part of God's plan too. You should disregard them in what they fabricate. This is to let the hearts of those who do not believe in the hereafter listen to it, accept it, and thus commit what they are committing. They are reaping what they sow. Shall I seek other than God as a lawmaker, when it is He who has brought down to you the book fully detailed? Those to whom we have given the scripture know that it was brought down from your Lord with truth. So do not be among the doubters. The word of your Lord has been completed in truth and justice. None can change his words. He is the hearer, the knowledgeable. The Quran, the book, cannot be changed. Why? There is a mathematical code. Look it up. Many mathematical codes that if you change one word, change the order, change anything, it messes up all the mathematical codes and symmetry in the book, that you will know it's not the original. So there's a way to verify if you have original or not. So if you were 19, some people, because there was somebody who made up some stuff about 19, so they think they disregard all the 19. No. 19 is actually one of the biggest mathematical codes in the Quran. It's a number. 1 is the beginning, 9 is the end. The beginning and the end. God is the beginning and the end. There's so much 19. Just do research on it and make up your own mind. If you were to obey the majority of those in the earth, they will mislead you away from the path of God. They follow nothing but conjecture. They only guess. That's what most people do. They follow conjecture. They only guess. They only guess what's right. I don't know everything. That's truth. God does. I keep asking for guidance. That is the way. Ask for guidance. Do not guess. Look for truth. Truth only. When you don't know the truth, you must say, I don't know the truth. You must be honest with yourself, because it's the easiest to lie to yourself than anybody else. Been there. Okay, so that's the end. This is my first video ever. Okay, I just felt so inspired when I read this. I've been feeling so good today, and I've been feeling inspired. I just feel like this message needs to get out. It was actually a post on Facebook by my friend, who's my Facebook friend. I can't say his name. Hussam Abderman. Okay, I can't say his name. Sorry, brother. But he shared it. I don't know where he got it. Somebody wrote this up. I don't know who. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The message is what is important. It's not about the person. It's not about the messenger. It's not about the prophet. They're only there to deliver the message. So heed the message. That's why I put it here. I think some people would like to hear with video. So I don't know. I put in video. But yeah, I don't know if you can see. You might think I look. Some people might think I look different. I mean, my background is so I didn't always look like this, but I feel like as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. We were one nation. We will be one nation. I see the Rastas following this way, the Rastafarians, and I see it's good, but I will not follow. Of course, I will not follow any person. You must follow God alone, you know. But when you see right, you know right. You study the truth, you know. You get to know the truth, and everything takes time. Don't rush. But like me right now, I'm just growing my beard, and I don't brush it. I don't brush it anymore. And my hair, same. Don't brush it. It's my natural curly hair. Never had my hair like this in my life. It's my first time. It's always been curly, but I always brush it, you know. Anyway, so I'm just trying to be like everything natural, so everybody can see who I am inside. If they judge me for the outside, I don't want to talk to them. Anyway, they can talk to me when they can not judge me, you know. So that's just, you know, regardless, we be at peace, you know. To you your way, to me my way. That's what makes the world go round. We're trying to force other people to do another way, or we're trying to get more and greedy. That's why the earth is being destroyed. So that seems like that's why we are in the end days. We have reaped what we sowed, and the pollution, everything, because we want more. Like, not everybody, but we are one. So we want more. We pollute the earth. We do all these things, and we don't, you know, so many people that don't care. Well, we need to come together. We're gonna destroy the earth. We're already killed so many. God is the source of life. All life is connected. If you don't know this, just heed the message and look for the truth. Everything takes time. I don't know what else to say. I love you all. God's love reaches all. I love you all. We are connected. I and I. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May God's peace and blessings be upon you.